From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
Millions of people across the world mourned when Nelson Mandela, one of Africa's greatest leaders and a global hero to many, passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. Mandela represented many different things to different people. A political freedom fighter on terrorism watch lists, a respected human rights lawyer and advocate in addressing the world's most challenging problems, and in his own words, a humble servant.
I place the remaining years of my life in your hands.
But most of all, Mandela will be remembered for the personal sacrifice he made to free the people of South Africa who had suffered under the apartheid regime. After serving 27 years in prison on Robben Island, he later became South Africa's first black president, making several appearances at the United Nations.
I will continue to entertain the hope that there has emerged a cadre of leaders in my own country and region, on my continent, and in the world, which will not allow that any should be denied their freedom, as we were, that any should be turned into refugees, as we were, that any should be condemned to go hungry, as we were, that any should be stripped of their human dignity, as we were.
In 2009, the United Nations General Assembly declared his birthday, 18th July, Nelson Mandela International Day. On this day, the Nelson Mandela Foundation and the UN encourage all to contribute 67 minutes of public service, the number of years Mandela dedicated to a life in the service of humanity. During last year's keynote speech, former President of the United States, Bill Clinton, recalled a conversation they had about Mandela's release from Robben Island.
You know, Mandela, you're a very great man, but tell me the truth. When you were walking down the road the last time, didn't you hate them again? He said briefly, I did. I'm old enough to tell the truth. He said, I felt hatred and fear. But I said to myself, if you hate them after you get in that car, you will still be their prisoner. I wanted to be free, and so I let it go.
Mandela leaves behind many legacies, including his work to eradicate HIV and AIDS. When he publicly revealed in 2005 the personal tragedy that his son had died of AIDS-related causes, Mandela helped bring a taboo subject in South Africa to the forefront. Still, some 2.5 million people are infected with HIV each year. UNAIDS, the joint United Nations program on HIV/AIDS, is fighting to ensure equitable access to high-quality, cost-effective antiretroviral therapy and HIV prevention programs. Executive Director of UNAIDS, Michelle Sidibe.
I am sure in 2015, if we manage to achieve zero transmission from mother to child, that will be part of the legacy of Madiba.
Remembering the life of Mandela as a call to action could help UNAIDS reach its goal of reducing HIV transmission by half by next year. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon.
I can understand when some say we will never see his like again, but I see it differently. Because whenever people stand up for human rights, wherever people speak out for freedom and reach out for reconciliation, that is Nelson Mandela.
This report was produced by Grace Barrett for the United Nations.